Hey guys, it's Snakkwell here. I'm just gonna make a little bit of a video talking about Bloodborne. I'm a big fan of Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, and actually Demon Souls as well. And I just picked up this game. I'm a couple weeks late, but I thought I'd give it a go and see, you know, the contrast and the comparisons to Dark Souls, because it was made by From Software, and I know that a lot of the elements in Dark Souls are present here. Now, if you're a big Dark Souls fan, some of the things I've noticed so far, and I should get this out of the way, I've only been playing for about half an hour, but it looks like the bonfires are kind of gone. When you die, you go to a church. From there, you know, you pick up some weapons. It's kind of all new to me. So as I go, I'm going to kind of explain what I see and just talk about some of the, you know, the elements of the game that I really like and some that I dislike. So first off, you'll notice that I've got a pistol, which is something that, you know, we never really had in Dark Souls. This is definitely a Victorian era kind of game. And so we find a lot of technologies and things that weren't present in Dark Souls are now part of this game. So as I say with pistols, you can see up in the top left there, I've got 18 shots. Now these shots, I've been finding quite a few of them. I don't know if later on in the game they're going to be harder to find or what kind of weapons we're going to get, but right now it seems to be a limited thing. I had the choice of choosing between a shotgun and a pistol, and I went for the pistol because it seems to do more damage. I'll give you a show here of what it's like. You can kind of fire them. It does a little bit of damage. It just seems to be, you know, like a weapon that you use at a distance to piss off some enemies, maybe aggro or kite them. So attacking system, like the button system, I found there's a couple differences. It's similar to Dark Souls, but like if I hold R2 here, I charge up an attack, and if you saw there, at the height of my attack, my axe kind of put off a glowing effect. If I let go of the R2 button at that time, I seem to attack twice in a row, and I do a lot of damage. So it's a new element, an attack element. I like it because it really, God, you get to charge up your weapon, and it feels really good to get one of those off and you know, knock down a couple guys and do a lot of damage. In Dark Souls, if you had pressed triangle or in the 360 version Y, it would two-hand, but in this case on PS4 it's L1. So I can switch easily between, you know, single-handed axe and pistol, or I can switch it out into a two-handed weapon, which I really, really like. I find that it's much easier switching back and forth in fights. You know, it wasn't too bad in Dark Souls, but I just find it's a lot more fluid in this one. The other thing you'll notice, I don't have an Estus flask, which was the big part of Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. In this case, I have blood vials. So up in the top left, I've got 15 of them right now. And if I hit triangle, I inject that into my leg, and it heals me up. So it's kind of the same system, but instead of filling your Estus flask up at the instead of filling your Estus flask up at the bonfire, now you gotta find these collectible items. So, you know, use them like that. I think it's alright. Like, I mean, I'm not complaining. Bam. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to talk and, you know, go on and on and on about this, but so far I'm finding this to be an amazing game. If not a successor to Dark Souls, then truly, you know, a game in the series that can, you know, it's comparable. It's fantastic so far. So I'm going to continue making these little videos. I know this was a stupid little short one. I just wanted to get my opinion out there and say that so far, you know, 30, 40 minutes into the game, I'm really enjoying this. Sometimes the little touches and stuff that it just bring out, you know, the environment, and I'm almost speechless, you know. The other thing I want to point out is these guys right here, you know, in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, it was just a sign on the ground that players could leave behind. But now in Bloodborne, it seems to be like a group of skeletons that hold up a sheet of paper. And it's just, I don't know, I found that to be a really cool, creative addition. It really kind of brings like the Spawn from hell sort of thing. But yeah, the message system is very similar to Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. You can see up on the top left, I've equipped a notebook. So if I go to an area like this, I can hit square and I'll be able to write note, see notes that are made, and see the notes that I've read. So in writing a note, it's the same way as Dark Souls. You have a template here that you can work through to create, you know, a message, limited messages. What I've heard as well, and I haven't done this yet, but if you like vote up someone else's note, they gain a little bit of health. So it's kind of an interesting addition because you're kind of, you want to create good notes. You want to help out other players because you know that you get stuck in a situation where you're almost dead, and all of a sudden out of the blue you gain a little bit of health because you've helped those guys out. And I think that's a great idea because it was a big problem in Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 that, you know, you'd run into a couple messages that say something like, trap ahead or try jumping off a cliff, and I fell for those a couple times. Certainly not the greatest, you know, it's part of the game, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass when you have been fighting for an hour and you're still alive and you jump off a cliff thinking you're going to get treasure, and somebody's just messing with you. But anyways, you know, I could stand here and talk you guys' ears off all day, but yeah, I'm gonna keep making videos. I'm gonna keep posting. If you like what you see, like. If you don't, feel free to give me a dislike. I don't mind. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit, and hopefully, if anything interesting happens, I'll be sure to catch it on camera. Bye.